Hi everyone. This is the solution to the back of yesterday's handout. You should try it yourself before you watch this solution. So we're looking for the estimated mean, the median, and the standard deviation, also the variance of this set of group data. So the first thing we do is we're going to estimate the mean. To estimate the mean, you need to first calculate the midpoint of the classes. So to find the midpoint between 2 and 6, we add them together. So 2 plus 6, and we divide by 2. It's the average of those two. Then I'm just going to fill that in. That's the midpoint, right? Halfway. I'll write that in. Then, if we follow the formula, we need to sum of the frequencies times the midpoint. So I'll have a column for fx. So this is equal to the frequency 5 in the first group times the midpoint, which is 4, and that's 20. And we do this for all of them. 9 8s are 72, and so on. So we get that. The next thing we do is we need to calculate n. N is the total number in your sample, so that's 5 plus 9 plus 7 plus 3. So we're just going to use our auto sum feature, and we find that that is 24. We also need to auto sum f times x. That's what the sum means, the sum of f times x. So let's auto sum that, and that's 224. We now have enough to compute the mean, which is x bar is approximately equal to the sum of fx, which is 224, divided by n, which is 24. Okay, so let's complete the table before we work these all out. The next thing we need to do is we need to compute the estimated median. To compute the median, you need to compute the median class. That's the class in which the median will reside. So the location of the median is equal to, if you recall, n plus 1, right, times p over 100. So in this case, it's going to be 50 over 100, which is the median, halfway, right? So in this case, the location of the median will be equal to 24 plus 1, which is 25, times 0.5, which equals 12.5. Okay, so to find the location of the median, I know that that is 12, between the 12th and the 13th value down. So the easiest way to do that is to find the cumulative frequency. The cumulative frequency starts at 5, right? And then is equal to 5 plus 9. That's equal to 14 plus 7. And last of all, that's equal to 21 plus 3, 24. And it should accumulate to 24, which is the total number of data points. So I know that the location of the median is between the 12th and 13th number. That's the first class. We have a total of 5 numbers. The second class, from 2 to 10, right? Because it's cumulative, there's 14 numbers. I know, therefore, that this has to be the median class, because, right? Because 12.5 falls into this number, into this class. So I know that this is the median class. I'll just write that in here. All right, the median class. So I've highlighted in orange. So the next thing I need to compute is, if you look at this, is the lower limit of the median class, which is 6, n, which is 24. The frequency, FC is the frequency, the cumulative frequency up to, but not including the median class. So basically it means the one previous to it. So that's 5. And F at the bottom here is the frequency of the median class. The median class is in orange, so the frequency is 9. And I is equal to the width. In this case, the width is 6 minus 2, which is 4, or 10 minus 6, which is 4. They're all the same. So we have everything we need for that. As I said, let's compute everything in our table before we let's find everything in our table before we compute this. So last of all, we're looking for the variance. The variance is approximately equal to the sum of the frequency of each class times x squared. So in other words, the midpoint squared. So I'm going to put a column for x squared. So let's do that. Let me format that. So that's the column for x squared, and that's equal to 4, which is the first midpoint. And to do that in Excel, it's just hat squared. That's 16, and I do that for 8 squared, right? 64, 144, and so on, right? So let's do that. 256. Okay. The next step is to multiply the f, right, with the x squared. So I have one more column that I need. So let me do that. And this is f times x squared. And again, I'm going to format that. Okay. So f times x squared is equal to, in this first class, 5 times the midpoint squared. In this case, it's the previous column, x squared. And that's 80. I'm going to do that for all of them. So the next one will be 9 times 64, right? So we do that for all of them. We get this number. We get these numbers. Next, I know that I need to sum, right? I need to sum fx squared. So I'm just going to auto sum that. 2432. So we have everything we need now to compute the sample variance. So let's continue. So in this case, let's see, x bar will be equal to sum of fx, and in that case it's 224 divided by 24. So take a calculator. We can do this on Excel, but I'm just going to show you on my calculator. 224 divided by 24. And that's 9.3 repeating, and that is the approximate mean. Next, I need the median. So the median is going to be the lower limit of the median class, and in this case it's 6, right? That's the lower limit of the median class, plus n over 2, which is 24 divided by 2, minus fc, which is the cumulative frequency excluding the median class. So the cumulative frequency at the median class is 14, so we're going to exclude that, so it must be the previous one, which is 5. divided by f, which is the frequency of the median class, and that's 14. And we multiply everything up by I, which is the width of each class, so they're all the same, so 6 minus 2 is 4. And that will compute the median. So let's take our calculator again. Again, you can do this on Excel, but I'm just going to use my calculator. So 24 divided by 2 is 12. Subtract the 5. Divided by 14. Multiply by 4. And add 6. The median is 8. Okay. So last of all, we're going to compute the variance. The variance will be this, right? Let me erase all that. The variance is the sum of fx squared, which we have computed as 2432, minus the sum of fx all squared. So we've actually computed the sum of fx earlier. That's 224. Divided by, oops, sorry, we have to square that. Divided by n, which is 24. All right, and we divide everything by 24 minus 1, which is 23. Scroll up a little bit. So my calculator. I'm going to do it backwards. Squared divided by 24 equals, change the sign to a negative by pressing plus minus. I'm going to add the 2432 equals, and then I'm going to divide by 1 less than the total frequency, which is 23. And I have a variance of approximately equal to 14.84. All right, that's 2 decimal places over 14.8, 1 decimal place. The standard deviation, therefore, is the square root of this. So again, bring that up, press the square root button, 3.85. So that's the approximate mean, median, right, and the standard deviation. And there's the variance up here. Again, there's another example in the notes. Give it a try.